Hey, welcome to another Corona workout. Today we're going to start with some core and ab work, as everyone loves. Then we're going to move into some leg work, and then we'll end with some upper body, some tricep, kind of chest, and some back areas. So we'll try and hit all of the areas of the body today to give you a nice well-rounded workout for today. So we'll go ahead and get started. We're going to start with a superset, big surprise. We're going to start with 4 rounds. Today we're going to do 3 ab exercises in succession for our superset. We're going to start with 10 tabletop crunches on the ground, and then we're going to flatten out into 20 total full leg scissor kicks, leg lifts. They have different names. I'll show you them in a second, and then we'll end with some inchworms, which will have a modification. So I'll drop down here on the floor for our crunches. So we've done a lot of tabletop crunches so far, so these should be fairly familiar. So we're going to get our leg in that tabletop position, that 90-degree angle. Remember, arms behind your head, just as a place to put them, not to pull your neck. We're going to pull belly button down to our lower back or to our spine, and then we're going to count to 10. Here's 7, 8, 9, and then 10. Now for our second exercise, go ahead and stretch out your legs. And then you want arms, either mine as always kind of float to my stomach. You can stick them underneath your butt if having your legs pull out like this is a little too hard. And actually what we're going to do is we're going to alternate our legs like this. And we're going to do 20 total, so it should be 10 per leg. If I can count correctly, who really knows? I think that's 19 and 20, 21, who knows? Now what we're going to do is, if you can, roll up, otherwise don't. We need 2 modifications for our inchworm. So our first position for our inchworm is where your feet are going to be off the ground and you're kind of sitting on like the flat part of your butt, like the upper part of your butt. And my hands I like to put off to the side for balance, and you're going to open and then close. Open and then close, open, close. We're going to do 2 of these. There's 4, 5. If this is too challenging to have everything off, you can put your hands behind your butt like this and then open and close. Here's 7, 8, 9, and then 10. So that's set number, or round number 1, excuse me, for our first set of abs. So the inchworms are the ones that really to take into account a modification if you need it. I would probably start with your hands on the ground and then see if you can slowly lift them for maybe a couple. The one without your hands on the ground, it's harder because your arms aren't supporting you. So it's a balancing act along with the core activity that goes with it. And just like with all of our ab exercises and activities, you want to make sure to pull that belly button to your lower spine, even in that kind of like pike or V position. I think that's it. Other than that, we're just going to suffer through these together, and hopefully I'll count right. I'm pretty sure I counted our scissor kicks wrong. I'll get it together eventually. Probably not, but it's okay. At this point, I've like accepted it as life. All right, let's move into round number 2. We're gonna go back to our crunches. Good old tabletop crunches. We do our feet in the air actually as a tabletop. Here we go. Gives you a little extra work in those lower abs, which seem to be a trouble spot for most people, myself included. That was 10. I'm going to stretch my legs out. I'm going to count these correctly. Here we go. There's 11, 15, 19, 20. I still think I did the wrong amount. If you can, roll yourself up. Otherwise, just pull yourself up. Now, take a second to get balance for our inchworms, or stick your hands underneath your butt, and we're going to open and close. 3, there's 4, pull that belly button. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Woo! There's round number 2 for our abs. Take a deep breath. I'm still amazed at how challenging core work can be. You're generally not really moving that much. But it's okay. Week 3 of this quarantine. I hate it, you guys. This is awful. Even my introvert side is like, this sucks. get me out. The funny part too is my two top love languages, if you know what those are quality time and physical touch. The two things we're not supposed to be doing right now. So Kim is riding the struggle bus all day, every day at this point. It's okay. It's for the greater good. It's not about me right now. I'm trying to create a generation of children who feel that way, so I better, what is it? Walk the talk, put my money where my mouth is, all those cliches. Here's 17, 18, 19, and 20. Got that one correct. Roll up if you can. I like to take a second to get balanced. You're on a really small part of your rear right there. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, these are 10. Whew. Inchworms. There's a variation of those where you instead alternate your legs instead of together. Those are fun. Now that I've thought of them, look for them. You'll probably see them in a workout. All right, we only have one more round of these though, and we can move to some leg activities. I don't know if that's better or worse, but it's different. Here we go. 10 tabletop crunches. Let's go. Really focus on good squeezes at the top. Think about those muscles contracting together. There's 10. Here we're not contracting, we're just holding tight. Get those legs up. There's 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, woo, 20. Take a second, roll yourself up. That was not a good roll on my part. Abs are tired. I'm gonna find my balance spot here. Let go, and then 1, here's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Start to feel those in the top of your quads as well, right? All right, as always, if you need to, get yourself a sip of water, take a deep breath. I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into our leg activity since it's such a different muscle group. My abs will figure their life out eventually. I'm gonna grab my weights over here. So we're gonna do a single leg RDL, which would be a single leg Romanian deadlift. We've done some of the deadlifts before. As a reminder, our deadlifts are where we have shoulders rolled back, nice straight back, stand about hip width apart, and then you bend at the hip. It's that clamshell motion at the hip where you're sticking your rear out. So we're gonna do the same sort of thing, but it's single leg. So we're gonna do it on one leg. Like I said with our deadlifts, I actually prefer weight on these ones. Provides some balance. I'm gonna step away from my couch here. So what we're gonna do is, I like to pick up one leg off the ground. You want a slight bend in your down leg. You don't want to lock your knee, that's so bad. Just a slight bend. And remember with our deadlifts, that slight bend, and then the knee doesn't move anymore. The rest of our activity, the rest of our movement will be a bend at the hips. You're gonna stick that butt out, and then you're gonna let the top of your body kind of fall forward naturally with gravity, arms included. And then the different part about this is this up leg, in this case my left leg, let that puppy just, it's gonna flail out in back of you, to the back of you. You don't have to worry about where it goes or what it does. The only thing you wanna focus on is the leg that's down on the ground, and you wanna focus on bending forward and then pulling back up with your hamstring and your butt. That's what you really wanna focus on. So let your other leg just do its thing. As always, it'll get its turn to be tortured. I'm gonna try not talk during these because I have to really focus or I'm gonna tip over. Also hold your core in, your core that's really nice and tired right now. Hold it tight, that'll help with balance, and then I like to focus on a spot on the ground. We're gonna do 8 of these per leg, so all at the same time. So I'm gonna get myself balanced, I'm gonna roll my shoulders back. This is the one exercise where I really struggle sometimes with letting my back roll over. And once you feel balanced, let those arms off to the side, but nice straight proud peacock. I'm gonna stare at the ground, and then I'm gonna dip forward, and then come back up. And then just notice the only movement that's happening in that back leg is what happens when I bend forward. So sometimes it goes to a different spot, sometimes it doesn't. I am not worried about it. All I'm worried about is my right leg, the one that's down. I'm pulling with my hamstring and butt to get myself up. Here comes 6. Here comes, see, 7, stop talking. And here comes 8, okay? So go ahead and switch feet. But I have to find a spot on the ground. If you have better balance, that's great. I also always find one leg is a lot more balanced than the other. Gonna roll those shoulders back, and nice and slow and controlled, I'm gonna come down and then up. These we wanna stay nice and controlled. Otherwise your upper back is gonna roll over, and we wanna avoid that. Really focus on squeezing that hamstring and butt. You should really get in the habit of I like to put your brain in the muscles that you want to work. You have to tell your body what you want it to do. So here I'm like, squeeze butt and hamstring, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Like put your mind's eye there. There's 8 of those. Not too bad, right? Our next one are lateral lunges. And so that's a lunge out to the sides. I'm gonna try and stand in the middle here. I'm still gonna hold my weights. You can keep them, you can put them down, totally up to you. So what I'm gonna do is take a really big step to the side, and then kind of, this now feels like a squat, right, on one leg. If you could see on the side, we want our leg to get into that 9-degree L shape like everything else. Your back, your chest, you want it as forward as possible. Your back nice and straight. We never wanna fall over. Woo! And round our backs on anything. That sucked. There's 5. Well, total 6. I'm doing 8 on each side. So you can count to 16. Or count to 8. Whatever. I'm probably going to count to neither because I'm going to lose count. There's 11. 12. I'm going to replay almost falling right now for the next 16 or 17 weeks. There's 16. Close enough for me. All right. Let's take a breath. Those leg exercises automatically get the heart rate going. So good deep breaths. Remember, you don't want to just completely stop moving or sit down. Sorry. You want to keep moving. We want our heart rate to come down, but we don't want it to drop too high, hard, too fast. Okay, so we're gonna go round number 2 with these. I like to switch my starting leg. So this time I'm gonna start with left leg down for my single leg RDLs, my deadlifts, and then I'm gonna start moving to the right for my lateral lunges. You don't have to do that. I just like to switch it up. I don't know why. Here we go. Gonna find my balance. So I like to sit there, get in my position, lean forward a hair. It'll let you know if you're ready to balance, and then come all the way forward. There's 1, 2. Again, squeeze that hamstring and your butt. I should probably stop calling it a butt. I should use its name, but whatever. You don't care, right? No, because you're dying right now. There's 8. That was a little wobbly 8, but so Kimmy needs to hold her core in here. Here we go, second leg. Oops. And if you need to do that and you start to tip 2 in a row because I'm talking about it, let me get my balance here. You can just tap that toe at the top right here if you're having balancing issues, like I am right now. The good movement is the down and, or the place with our muscle doing the work is the down and the up. So if you need to tap at the top to get your balance, it's okay. Struggle through those ones, but we got them done. That was awful. Here we go. Let's hope for better results on the lateral lunges. Really big step and then down. So this is the position on the side. Back up, chest out, your leg is in an L, knee never too far over your shoe. I should sound like a broken record because these are those things we always need to pay attention to. If you want to keep that body working for you for the next, 10 to 15 years, or 50 years for that matter, you gotta do the things to protect it. Okay, so this is 6 on both sides. We're gonna do 2 more on each side. Here's 7. Last one. And here's 8. We'll take a break. Get some good deep breaths. Do some evaluating right now. If you haven't been using weights and these are feeling easy, please pick up the weights. Don't sandbag it. Push yourself. If you have weights and you're dying, maybe put them down and try this next round without them, and then you can always pick them up for the 4th round. Just remember, just because you put the weights down doesn't mean you can't pick them right back up. Doesn't mean you can't pick them up for 4, put them down for 4. As always, I'll never know. I just ask you, push yourself. It's the only way we're gonna see results. So push yourself to do the hard work, but it shouldn't be torture. Exercise shouldn't be torture. If it is, well, I'm sorry, but also maybe make some adjustments. Should be hard, but you shouldn't feel like you're tortured. I don't know what else to say. Wow, I'm so eloquent today. Got no balance, no witty repartees to say, just a mess. This quarantine is slowly rotting my brain. There's 6. Here's 7. And here's 8. Go ahead and switch legs. Get your balance. I feel like my back is curving a little bit, so I'm going to pay attention to that right now. Just 1, 2. Lost it. Here's 3, 4. When I'm at the gym, or I can go to the gym, I like to do these with a barbell. Sometimes that gives me a little better balance. I'm just not holding my core tight. I'm making excuses right now. It's my problem. Figure it out, Kim. Here we go. Lateral lunges. There's 2. There's 3. There's 4. 6, almost there. This is where you make your money on these ones too. 1 more on each side, right? Right? Yeah, 1 more? I don't know. I think that's fine. I need human interaction, you guys. Maybe I'll go read a book today. I've been reading. Maybe I haven't been reading the right stuff. The good news, 1 more set of these. Hopefully this will be the one that I do well. Also, I hope this makes you feel better. Sometimes you feel silly or like you don't look good doing exercises. None of us do sometimes. I've done single leg deadlifts 8 billion times and still struggle by it. This is a nice humble check for me. A little piece of humble pie for Kimmy. Here we go. Gonna get my balance ready. Roll my shoulders back, hold my core in. That's clearly been the issue. And here we go. There's 1, 2, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last one on this leg, 8, beautiful. Go ahead and get yourself ready on that second leg. Feel some excitement. This is the last set of these we're gonna do. Woo! Here's 1, 2, 3. Here's 4, 5, 6. Last 2, 7. Good squeezes on that hamstring and butt. 8. There we go. All right, we'll move into our lateral lunges. Make sure I'm in the middle here. Here we go. Okay. This is our third one on each side. Gonna get the counting. Here's 4 on each side. And last 3 on each side. Get some good breaths. Don't forget to breathe. Last 2. Push through. Ah, you made it. Woo. I'm gonna set my weights down. Like a broken record. If you need a break, take it, hit the pause button. We're gonna move on to our chest and our back, so I'm gonna keep going. Just like between our abs and our leg exercises, totally different muscles, so they'll figure themselves out. I'm gonna bring my chair here, actually, should we move it away a bit? We're gonna do some chair dips. We've done those before, but of course I'll review them. I'm gonna keep my weights. I like to use weights with the chair dips. If you're not there, no big deal. And then we're going to end with our mid-back row. And one of the workouts from this week, we did a mid-back row with 1 arm at a time. Today we're gonna do 2, just for fun, just to switch it up. So with our chair dips, I'm gonna grab my weights. If you're using weights, just stick them in between your legs like so. And then remember, we want our arms as wide as they can get on the chair. And you just want to make sure you get your hands and your arms in a position where your elbows are going to point back. We don't want elbows like this. So if you're looking at a mirror and you can see your elbow, you need to shove those elbows back and get your chest out. So if your chest is nice and open and in that proud peacock position, you shouldn't have to worry your elbows should be back. I don't know if I've mentioned, but dips, one of the good things, you don't necessarily need a chair. These are ones that are good on like a bench. Some of your couches will work if you can find a solid enough spot. We're gonna do 10 of these. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. With my dips, I have to have my legs a little bit bent to hold my weights. If you don't have anything in between your legs, you're just using your body weight, go ahead and get those legs nice and straight. All right, so for our mid-back rows, we're gonna get into like our kind of bent crouch position we use for a lot of our activities. Get my legs nice and close together, my butt sticking out, chest facing, pointing towards the ground. And then we're just gonna take our roll our shoulders back and take your arms, and they're gonna slide up the side of your body, and you wanna squeeze. So your shoulder blades and basically your whole back, top to bottom, should feel like it's squeezing like this to your spine. So it should feel like it's closing onto your spine as you go. Keep your head in that neutral position. You don't want it down. You also don't want it up in the air, just in line with your spine. Here's 5, 6, squeeze at the top. 7, 8, here's 9, and here's 10. So with those mid-back rows, we'll take a quick break before we move on to our next set. With those mid-back rows, you're using your whole back. It's a lot of muscles. They're stronger than you think that they are. So if you're noticing that your dumbbells feel a little light at this point, grab a second one like I have, and then also just really focus on that squeeze at the top. Maybe even hold it for a count or 2 at the top to really get that squeeze and to work those muscles. This is the thing with the home workout. You don't necessarily have weights or the equipment at the weight that you need it. So those are the ways that you can make some adjustments, is by holding things a little bit longer. It's why we're moving really slow with our workout. Slower is harder, and it gives more time under tension for your muscles, which helps them to grow in strength and size. Okay? Moving on to round 2 of this one for our chair dip. So shoulders nice and out, chest nice and tall and open, and down and up. This would be a great exercise if you're someone who doesn't live alone and you're like, dips are easy. Have someone sit on your lap. Those aren't easy. I mean, unless it's a little person. Got like a niece or a nephew or a small child. Have them just sit right there. See if you can dip them then. I'd be curious to hear how that goes. Here we go. Squeeze at the top with those mid-back rows. Nice and slow and controlled. So think about those muscles closing here, and opening, close, and open. Feel those muscles the entire way. Don't just think about them right here. Think about them contracting here, and then releasing. Contract, release, contract, release. Last one, contract, and release. And then notice with my mid-back rows, my elbows end up in the same spot as my dip actually. All the way to the back, and that back is nice and squozen. It's my new favorite word. And then your chest is nice and open, it's just facing the ground. All right, we have 2 more rounds of that, and then we're done for the day. Woo! I like this one. Packed a punch, right? Right to the point, but still got the heart rate up. I'm sweating as usual, so at this point I don't know if that means anything. I'm always sweating in these ridiculous workouts, so maybe don't use me as a barometer. Deep breath. Here we go. Round number 3. My body right. There's 7, 8, hang tough. 9, last one. 10. We'll get ready for those mid-back rows. I'll turn around for these ones because why not? Gonna roll those shoulders back, bend it forward, and here we go. Squeeze, squeeze. And again, notice my arms are kind of skimming across the side of my body. They're not going out like that. That's a different movement. My head was too far up there. I'm looking at myself like a narcissist. And have my head in the neutral position. That's 1. Here's 10. One of the other things, we only have 1 more set. One of the other things I say over and over, and I'll keep saying over and over, when you're at home or at the gym when you can go back, really, look at yourself in the mirror when you're exercising. A lot of times we'll think we're doing things correctly, but on rep number 8, 9, or 10, good form might have turned into not great form. So it feels narcissistic and egomaniacal, and it is, trust me, but it's also really important to have that great form. So give yourself a look every couple reps. Make sure that back is nice and straight and tall in everything that you do. Your chest is open and facing the right direction. Arms are moving in the right direction. If a certain body part's supposed to be still, make sure it's still. Those are things, you got to get them into the muscle memory. So if this is new to you, you can't assume your body's going to do it for you all the time. You really have to think about it and focus on it. Who knew there was so much thinking involved in working out, right? See, not just meatheads. We have things going on in our brain. Mine are mostly food things, but there's lots of thinking involved in working out. Actually, I think that's what part of the problem is people think it's mindless, and some things can be mindless, right? When you have the muscle memory. When you're learning something, you really have to force your body. I think that was 11. To force your body to do the things you want it to do. Last set of these. Yes, here we go. I love back exercises. I feel like I love everything. There are lots of exercises I don't love, trust me. But back things. Woohoo. Here's 7. Last 3. 8. Good squeezes. 9. We're gonna hold here for 5 seconds. Hold it tight. 3, 4, and 5. We are done. Thank you for joining me today on another Corona workout. I hope to see you guys for our next one. Enjoy.